Jerel Marshal from the popular basketball blog hoopsaddict.com and rapruler.com. So Jerel's got some noteworthy dudes he wants to talk about so far in the association. Let's do it.
First up, I got Jamal Crawford. He's averaging 20 points per game. He's shooting 50% from the field, which is amazing because normally his shot selection is average at best. Also 41.5% from three-point land. These are the numbers that he was putting up the year he won Sixth Man of the Year. So I think right now he's definitely an early candidate to win that award again.
Who do you think challenges him going down the line for Sixth Man?
It's tough. Like really off the top of my head, I can't think of anybody. I think it'll be interesting to see. You got Kevin Martin.
Yep. Kevin Martin. Yeah.
Okay. Kevin Martin's really good. He's a great scorer, obviously. He puts points fast off the bench, so he's really sliding into that role that Harden had for the Thunder. Also, I want to see what Lewis Williams does as the Hawks kind of settle into things because he's looked great off the bench in a couple of games. But I think right now Jamal Crawford is definitely in the lead. So
yeah, I'd agree.
He's done a great job for Clippers. Who else are you looking at?
Also George Hill. George Hill from the Indiana Pacers. He is averaging 15 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. Last year his numbers were 9.6 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 2.9 assists. So I think early on he's looking like most improved player. I think this is a team without Danny Granger. They're gonna look to get scoring in other places. Darren Collison's out, and Frank Vogel really likes George Hill. So they're giving him the keys to the team, and it's going to be interesting to see as he gets more comfortable in that role what he brings to the table.
Can George Hill propel this team to the top of the Central Division? Do you think they can win the division behind George Hill?
Not behind George Hill. I think they're still a playoff team without Granger, but they're gonna need Granger to be back at the top in the mix of things. I think they're without Granger, they're probably still like at least a 7th or an 8th seed.
Gotcha. But with Granger, you think they might be a 3 seed, 3 or 4 seed?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I also think it's like mentionable to throw out the fact that like all those other dudes in the Pacers have to get on board. Like Hibbert's looked awful thus far. I mean, you think about Gerald Green coming in. Like it's an interesting bench with Hansborough. Like I think all those guys got to step up in order for them to really even contend for that division or even making the playoffs at this point because they have not looked good.
They have looked rough to start. I think everybody's kind of filling out their new roles without Danny Granger, and I mean they just found out recently that he's going to be out for 3 months. Yeah. So I think there's a lot of uncertainty there, but they seem like a pretty tight-knit group, and they all have respect for each other. So I think they'll be fine once they settle down a bit. So.
All right. Anybody else?
Also, this probably goes without saying, but Carmelo Anthony.
Looking tough.
Yeah. Averaging just over 27 points and 7 rebounds per game. Also, New York's the only team that's undefeated in the league, and Melo's looking like the MVP. I'll have to say that the Knicks are going to be in the same situation that they found themselves in before with Stoudemire out. You know, Carmelo looks like the best power forward in the NBA right now.
That he does.
So what do you do when Stoudemire comes back?
I saw an article the other day that was proposing to bring Stoudemire off the bench. Do you think that's possible whatsoever?
I don't think so. Not
a chance, right?
Yeah, not with the ego and
$20 million a year.
Yeah, it's just not gonna work. So I mean, they're gonna have to make a tough decision when he gets back healthy.
Right. If they do put him up for trade, what do you think at this point in time after the injuries? What do you think Amari could get on an open market for New York? It's
really tough to call. He does bring a lot to the table in terms of scoring, and he's a talent that you're not necessarily going to get. So I mean, it's possible that there's a team that really is looking to add points that will be willing to throw out some attractive pieces to get Stoudemire.
Yeah. If you are in New York, what are you looking for? Draft picks, or do you want established players at this point in time?
For them, I'd probably look to get a little more depth. I think you could always use depth. It's really tough. I don't think draft picks would be enough for what they pay Stoudemire. Right. So I think they would definitely want to get somebody who can come in and at least get a couple points and maybe some rebounds.
Yeah.
In return for how much they're paying Stoudemire.
Right. It's a whole lot to punch a bunch of fire extinguishers. What else have you noticed around the league so far this year that surprised you, or maybe not be so much of a surprise? What have you looked at so far in this early season?
I think the Thunder look about the same. I think people are freaking out about Russell Westbrook and Harden being gone.
Calm down.
Exactly. They look fine. You know, it's not the end of the world that Harden's gone and Russell Westbrook's still the starting point guard. But they did make it to the finals last year, so you know.
Yeah, certainly did. Well, Jerel, thanks for coming, talking to us. Hopefully we'll come back again for sure.
Yeah.
DoubleDrivel, Hoops Addict, check them out. Peace.
Peace.
Don't get any closer, hotter than the stove. Gucci on my shoulders, hit me in the chauffeur.